So let's peel back the layers of your very interesting and rich life here. And I want to begin with 4 years ago, we were trying to wrap our heads around this pandemic. How did you
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
through that time period, and how did it change you?
Well, an interesting part to that is my wife is the attorney for the local health district.
Okay.
So she had been telling me for years that we are due another pandemic. It's every 100 years we are due one. And I'm like, well, okay, she's a smart gal.
Yeah.
And then so when we're starting to hear this stuff, she goes, this might be it. Of course, she's on the real inside. This might be it. And then as she's learning more and being the survivalist that I am, you heard of those people stockpiling stuff.
Yeah.
I'm that guy,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, not toilet paper because toilet paper is optional. Let's be
Right.
honest here.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, and it affected my life greatly. Happily, my wife was able to keep her practice going. Yeah, she's so smart, so she had everything set up to go. Everybody could work from home. I do speaking and such, so that ground to a screeching halt. But again, you've read about me. I'm blessed enough to where it didn't really matter. What I felt bad about was I'm here in my ivory castle, and people are dying out there.
Yeah.
So I was able to, through Rotary, I was a member of Rotary and able to do some efforts to help people. So that's me. How about you?
Oh, Kansas City's kind of sprawling. We're a large metro, and I have a couple kids at home, so we drove around, and I do IT work by day for a school district, so I was going into work because we had to get all the devices ready for the kids and everything. So there was ways of kind of abating this, and yeah, so it all worked out. But I'm
Yeah.
curious. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, 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 you.
Oh, I'm curious. There's so much that goes into your story, but right now in 2024, if I put you in front of a bunch of third graders at career day and one of the kids said, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" How do you answer them?
I have trouble answering that question every day, whether it's a third grader or not. My answer these days is I look at my watch, it depends on the 5 minutes. You know,
Yeah,
I'm just, yeah, I haven't come up with a concrete answer. I'm just weird and I know it.
that's good.
Um, yeah, yeah, no, and I'm proud to be weird, quite frankly. But yeah, no, it's the speaking, the coaching is a lot of what I do. Um, yeah, a whole lot of that, and a lot of Boy Scouts. You saw probably I won that reality show representing all the Boy Scouts of America.
Yeah,
So I was able to tour around the country and help raise millions for scouting, which was very cool,
yeah,
very huge blessing. But then I'm the president of the endowment for our local council, so I'm trying to help them survive. Quite
yeah,
frankly,
yeah,
turn things around financially because things are not going great. Not only for scouting across the nation, but locally and many other philanthropic organizations. So we're really working from the business standpoint of turning them around and creating different revenue streams than they've ever produced before, so they can reach more kids and save more lives like mine.
yeah. Well, you've gone on to etch a fascinating story. I'm curious, in the third grade, what was your dream? What did you want to be when you grew up?
In third grade, um, I think even back then, because I was already involved in Cub Scouts back then. I was before I was old enough. I was involved with Cub Scouts because my mom was a den leader, and both my older brothers were in Scouts. So I already had that helping other people mentality. So for as long as I can remember, my entire life goal is to help as many people as I can before I die. That's it, and
Yeah,
that's what I keep trying to do now. And as I see different struggles out there, and the latest, of course, is goal setting. I struggled so hard, so hard, so hard, failed so much. I'm not one of the, you know, I know you read a bunch of stuff about my bio. Okay, I don't know who that guy is. All right. I know the guy who's failed and failed and failed and failed and been in despair and tried harder and failed again. Um, and this Oxcart technique that I kind of came upon by well reaching one of the lowest points of my life, and then has turned out to be a godsend to myself and so many other people. That now it's kind of one of my main missions is there. I know there are people out there like me who are struggling and they can't figure out why they can't get traction. They've failed at their goals. I mean, 92% of the people who reach a goal or go for a goal fail. 92%, and there's a reason why. So I've got something that can help them. And if I can convince them that to understand a lot of what they're learning is crap, it's wrong, it doesn't work. That's why 92% fail. And get them to take action that will really work, not just make you feel good and bunnies and unicorns and all that garbage, but that actually works. Well, then I can help them. But you can lead a horse to water.
Yeah, you certainly
Can't
can.
hold his head under till he drowns.
So you're in Washington now, you were in Texas. Take me back to the beginnings of your life and how these seeds got into you for scouting, for coaching, for motivating people to be successful yourself. How did all of this evolve into who you are today?
I've got to give insane credit to scouting, and my parents, God bless them. While my father was still alive, he made a huge impact, of course, and my mother continued to after his untimely death. But and you probably read in my bio that I was raised in literally the poorest city in the entire United States of America, surrounded by gangs and drugs. Wrong end of an assault rifle in junior high in my own back alley. Staring down a gun, wondering if my next breath's going to be my last. Junior high and high school, my father was killed. And before he died, one of the neighbors came up to him and said, I just want to make sure you understand something. Not a single one of your boys will ever grow up to be anything. So, I mean, that's my and my brother's background. That's where we're supposed to be, probably for good reason.
Right,
you
right.
know, we might have been hellions a little bit,
Yeah, yeah,
certainly high spirited, as we like to say. But scouting, first of all, again, our parents were an amazing example. My dad grew up a poor sharecropper in South Dakota. I'm the only Texas-born Fossum in the whole Fossum clan. The rest of them, they were poor farmers. And he married well, married my mother, very, very smart gal. And so they instilled in us a good work ethic and that we could accomplish things. And then scouting took all three of us brothers and really helped mold us to places we never would have dreamed of.
yeah,
I didn't dream of all these successes I've had. There's no way in the world, which is why traditional goal setting, positive visualization, etc., didn't work for me or met most people because I'm never going to have a huge house and drive a fancy car and all that crap. And quite frankly, I don't care. I'm not interested in that stuff.
yeah. So who's been your hero? Who's been the inspiration for you in your career?
I think I've been really, really blessed to be open to a whole lot of heroes. I know a lot of times we want to pinpoint. I mean, my two older brothers are my heroes. They grew up in the same circumstances. And when the middle brother, and I credit him for a whole lot too, decided he wanted to be a dentist. And that's like, okay, good luck with that. But he did it. And when he came back to our little home in McAllen, Texas, driving a Jag, I can't speak for my older brother, but I was like, wait a minute, if he can do it, you know, maybe there's some things I can accomplish. A little sibling rivalry might have kicked in.
Yeah,
Um, and he is an amazing man. He's worked hard. He's built up a great dental practice. He's an amazing philanthropist. He gives so much to so many people. He's an absolute inspiration. And then the oldest brother, who's also just worked his butt off, actually tried to become a astronaut and failed for 14 years.
yeah.
For 14 years,
Wow.
and, and then became an astronaut
Yeah,
long after they told him he's too old, it ain't going to happen.
yeah,
Um, and what's been an inspiration for me for that, it wasn't he became an astronaut, which is amazing, but he kept trying,
yeah.
kept trying, kept trying. So, and I've got a cousin who is just one of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your flippin' life. He meets every day with joy, every person with joy, and he's been a big inspiration with me on how to look at life and how to look at people. So really blessed.
So as a successful businessman, what's one of your favorite business models that you either have admired or aspired to that exist out there?
Well, I got to say, network marketing. I know a lot of people. Oh my God, network marketing. Look, buddy, um, it made all of this stuff come true. And yes, I was told it's a pyramid scheme, and you got to get in at the top, and all this other crap. Now, I will admit, I did not do it in many ways that I was trained, because a lot of the training out there is you got to lie and do all this other craps. No, that's not me. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell people it's hard work, and it will take a long time, and it did. But by God. all the things they said about if you stick with it and do it right, which most people do not do. But if you do, I mean, I stopped working. Well, I married into, yeah, I became part of the top fraction of 1% in the entire industry in the world. And it's funny how flippantly I say that now. Like, come on, I worked hard for that. But then I married into three teenage and preteen boys. And I called up my partner, said I just retired. And they're like, wait, what? Yeah, I just retired. We're making great money and it's a really cool lifestyle, man.
Yeah.
Um, but I told them, look, these boys need a positive male role model. They need one badly. I've got one chance to turn these little boys into honorable men, and I'm not going to screw it up. I'll figure out ways to make money some other time, whatever. But for 15, 16 years now, that was, that long ago, they still keep sending me money. And I haven't picked up a phone, I haven't answered an email in that long.
Wow.
So, as far as industries go, if you do it right, it's amazing. And that's what made me be able to raise my own kids and be on a survival reality show, because I didn't have to worry about income. I had money coming in and do all these different adventures around the world where I almost died too many times and all of that.
And you're here to
Um,
talk about it.
and still so far, but there's still some more adventures ahead. God only knows what'll happen.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of adventure, a lot of people don't get the chance to do what you've done to be a reality TV show winner. What's the one thing about that world, about that environment, getting to that peak that people don't realize? What was the most surprising part of being in that process?
That I won. No, it really was, man. Because first of all, they reached out to me. I did not reach out to them. I had zero desire to be on a survival reality show. And I'll tell you the very quick backstory. So, you know what I did with the kids. So, when the younger two twins turned 18, got their Eagle Scout, thank you, God. And they were moving on. I'm going, okay, God, what do you want me to do next? Whatever it is, I'll do it. Be careful what you ask for. Because I come to my computer here one morning, I get this email out of the blue from a casting company. We want you to be, we're doing a brand new television survival reality show pitting 10 of the top survival experts in the country against each other while dragging along a complete novice. And we think you'd be great. Like, cool. Which one am I? You know? And if you get an email like that out of Blue Joe, what do you think? What do you think?
What kind of spam? What's going on? What is this?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm waiting for and send $6,000 to Nigeria.
Exactly.
But it turned out to be true. And I found out that I was going to be, first of all, the oldest competitor on the entire show. My wife's laughing at me. She's like, oh my God, you're the Tog. Tog, what's that? You're the token old guy, dude. Like, thanks, man. And they wanted me to wear my Scoutmaster uniform representing all the Boy Scouts of America.
Yeah,
No pressure there.
right.
Because, I'm a good dude. I'm a nice guy. But 24/7 on camera for over a month, representing, being judged by the world,
Yeah.
you know,
Wow.
but again, I call the whole thing blind faith. I know I'm not here to win. Come on, no delusions of grandeur here.
Yeah.
I'm going against special forces guys, a Marine Scout sniper, dude who helped take out Saddam Hussein, military survival instructors, and the fat old Scoutmaster. Hi, you know. But I
Yeah.
said, and for my own belief level, and I respect everybody's beliefs, but for mine, God's got me here for a reason. I know it ain't to win. That's all right. And even
Yeah.
at the end, when they're doing the little side interviews, how bad would it be to come this far the last day, two teams left, and lose? I said, it'd be great. They go, wait, what? Look, I know I'm here for a reason. If it's to help them win, God's will, not mine, man. It's cool.
Yeah.
And which, of course, blew their minds. But I guess, I guess I was supposed to win.
Yeah, absolutely. You were the chosen one. So, of all of these things that you've done and accomplished in your life, what gets you out of bed every day? What gets you to remain committed to helping and to evolving as a human being?
I believe I can help more people. Again, this Oxcart technique, man. Um, I just know how much pain I went through trying to succeed and failing, and just not understanding why. I mean, blood, tears, just horrible at times. And I know there's out there like me that people like me, because again, forget all the accolades. I know who I really am, right? I know where I really come from. I know there's people like me that are struggling, and they're hearing from all these gurus, and a lot of it's just absolute bull out there right now to make you feel good and get your money. You know what? That's your comfort zone. Comfort zones where people and dreams go to die.
Yeah.
All right. You need to do something that really works. I've got something that's been called the most significant advancement in the science of goal setting in recent history by one of the 50 best brains in science. One of the 10 top business minds in the world endorses it. T. Harv Eker, one of my heroes in self-improvement, et cetera, et cetera. It works. So if I've got the opportunity to reach more people that are flailing right now, that are crying right now, I want to do it. Now, again, they may not do it. It's not easy. It doesn't feel good all the time. This technique does not always feel good,
Yeah.
but success does.
So of all of the advice that you give to your clients, what's the best advice you've ever gotten?
Don't give up. I know it's trite. I know you hear it a lot. But along with that, try something different. Don't go with the norm. Again, especially, we're talking goal setting a lot. 92% fail at their goals. Don't listen to what everybody's doing. Do something else.
Yeah.
Stop following the flipping herd and watch what people's motivations are. Now, I'm out to make money too. Don't get me wrong, right? Okay, this is business. But more than that, while doing so, I want people to get actual results. I want to help people. I want to share. When I get these emails, because the Oxcart is not just business, it's also relationships
Yeah.
and weight loss, and it's gotten people off of addictions. When I get these emails, you just saved my marriage. It rips my flip. There's a reason I'm here. I done good today and helped somebody today. So that's kind of the deal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely it does. So with all of this wisdom and all of these accolades that you've collected over the years, if you could go back, you had a dream tonight and ran into the 18-year-old version of you, you could give that young version of you a piece of advice based on the wisdom you gained in your life. What advice would you give, and would that young version of you listen?
It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And again, I went through a bit as a kid, right? Went through a bit, but it didn't stop there. Went through some other challenges. We all do. We all have. Are. We all will. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna there's light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a train.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. Just keep going, man. Just keep going. Yeah, and find people that believe in you more than you believe in yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So of all of these things that you've done and evolved to in your life and accomplished, what are you the proudest of?
Raising three honorable young men. you know,
Yeah.
and along with that, a whole lot of other kids through scouting. When I get these kids during Christmas time, and some of them in the military, civilian careers, and during Christmas time, they drop by the house here, just to check in, to show me their kids,
Yeah.
to thank me. It rips my heart out. So when I was a scoutmaster, which I need to get back to again, I see these new little kids coming into the troop, just these little dudes,
Yeah.
and girls now. I'm very happy to say.
Yeah.
And you look at that and go, that's going to be an Eagle Scout someday. And
Yeah.
that means that they are going to be a different person. And I and the other volunteers are going to help them become this amazing person. And
Yeah.
then you watch it happen in a very short period of time. When you're this old, 10 years is nothing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So if, at the end of the day, everyone sees you in a different light. Family,
Yeah.
friends, clients, colleagues, but you run the show. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
A real person, all those accomplishments that you read about, those are just things I've done. They're
Yeah.
not who I am. And that's a whole different thing. Who I am is an honest, caring person. And to me, that's all that matters. I don't care if you're rich or poor, famous or unknown. And I've told my kids this, by the way, as they're growing up. I don't care about any of those things for you. But I want you, number one, to be happy. Number two, honorable. I want you to be an honorable man in this case. Yeah, so that to me, that's what's important, of who I really am.
Yeah. So if anyone, you're a number one best-selling author, if anyone wants to pick up your books, they want to look into the good work that you're doing, hire you, any of the good business, where is the best place for people to go?
TerryLFossum.com. I'm not very imaginative. You'd think I'd have a cooler name for my website, but Terry with a Y, TerryL, Fossum, like possum with an F. Yes, I was kidded in grade school.
Yeah.
TerryLFossum.com. And yeah, you can see pretty much everything there.
Right on. Well, that's intuitive. You got to just put your name in there and you got everything. One-stop shop. Terry, this has been wonderful. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your spirit. Thank you for your good work. Keep spinning the great story, man. It's a wonderful one.
Well, just living the best life I can. I know you are too, Joe, and I appreciate again everything you're doing to help people. So
Yeah,
everybody out there, just go out and live your best life. Go out and
that's
make a
it.
difference in the world. Go have
Yes,
some
sir.
fun.
Yes, sir. And you're the driving force. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it.
Go get them, buddy.
Yes, sir. Take care.